So here we are, looking at Matt Golson's video, and a whopping 2 people have asked for commentary on my GoPro. So here we are, we've got the Tuesday Night Twilight Crit that we have on a Thursday. This is Team Bike Surgeon's little event that they put on. It's not really an event. Matt Golson also helps put this on, spread the word. Just a little practice crew we have in Marion, Illinois, and if you've watched Matt's video the week before, Brooks didn't quite have the best day. So, sitting in the car, me, Brooks, and Austin decided right off the bat we should send Brooks up the road. Not in a million years did I think that Justin was going to chase. And you can see Austin there giving me a little bit of a look, asking me, well, what are we going to do? Well, I'm sorry, Brooks, but I don't trust you against Justin. So, 30 seconds into this race, I decided maybe we should pull this back. So, here we are. You can see up there, Justin just sitting on the wheel. Brooks is oblivious. He just continues to pull. All in the meanwhile while I'm having to chase it down. He doesn't ever look back. Here we are, still in the wheel. First lap, here we are, having to go above threshold to run this thing back in. Of course, we see here, Brooks is still on the front. And boom, Justin is going to tack right over top of him. So Brooks here has done about a minute of work. Can't hold the wheel, so now we've definitely got to shut this down. So that's Brooks' first lesson of the night. Don't take too long of pulls if you're not if it's not advantageous for you to do work. So luckily we've got enough firepower here to bring Justin back, get in his wheel. This is my first ride back as we start sending Austin up the road here. First lap in, we have 2 attacks. Like I said, I really don't want to see this go up the road right off the bat, so break a little bit of a rule here, chasing my teammate. But getting a little bit of a draft here, but this is all going to come back together. This is my first race back, like I said, breaking my collarbone, 6 weeks off, a little bit of trainer work, but it's hot out there, let me tell you. So here we've got the first wild card. We've got Adam Scrow, and everybody knows Adam's a strong mountain biker, one of the strongest guys in Southern Illinois on a mountain bike, but not a lot of road experience. So, as you can see, we've got Adam and Austin going up the road, and we are all assuming that he's Team Bike Surgeon. And you can see, I think Gabe and Justin have the same confusion of, is Adam with us? So, either way, we send Austin up the road with this, and I don't know exactly what they're doing. They're kind of riding side by side. We're all looking at each other like, I'm not sure what's going on here, but we've got a breakaway. They're just kind of inching out. I'm not sure. I don't think anybody knows exactly what to think of this. But right now I've got trust in my teammate here, Austin. I said Adam doesn't have a lot of road experience, so I'm trusting my teammate will be able to ride this one out, conserve some energy, establish a gap, allowing me to set on Gabe and Justin's wheel here. Not exactly sure what to do here, but we let him go out, so we just sit here and yeah, you can hear me say not expecting that's how the first lap to go. So here we are just a little bit later. We've got Adam and Austin up the road. We've got Sean trying to bridge. And I'm just sitting on. I'm sitting here thinking, like, this is perfect for me. I get to sit on and conserve some energy. We've got Golson here. He's going to try to bridge. And this is where some alarm bells start going off. So I start moving to the front. We've got 2 satellite riders for somebody to make contact with to bridge up. So I'm up here trying to just keep my eyes open. And boom, we've got Justin going right around me. I moved to the front just for this, and I allowed him to get the run on me. So a little bit of lapse of judgment on my part. So here we are chasing. Luckily I've been setting in, conserving energy. We're going to come around the outside of Golson here. I can't let this get away. I can't let Austin be up the road with Scro and Justin to have them have the 2v1 on him and just 1-2 him to death. So I know I've got to catch this. That way, if Justin wants to pull me up to the front, then all we're doing is evening numbers a little bit. So I get the wheel here, and of course, as soon as he sits me, he sets up. Like I said, I'm still happy with that composition. You can see him right up the road, you know, 5 seconds ahead of us. So I'm happy with that composition. So I'm not gonna continue to chase this down. I'm just gonna set up. If Justin wants to continue to pull me forward, then go ahead. This allows everybody else to catch up to us. Group comes back together. We've got Gabe gonna come back to the front, and once this gets sorted out, I'll get back in the wheel. So things are kind of together right here. There's been a few attempts to get away. Ultimately, everything's together. We see Sean once again trying to go up the road, and we've got Justin trying to squeeze by his teammate on the inside, so I have to kind of force my way in and run it in on Gabe here. So once again, my only objective is to set on Justin's wheel here. Austin and Adam got maybe a 10-second gap on us. But this time, as you can see, Justin keeps pulling, and yeah, I'm more than happy to just sit here. Like I said, I'm happy with this composition of the breakaway. So, you know, if Bike Surgeon wants to reshuffle the cards, you know, I'm more than happy to set in and just set in the draft. So you can hear me here start yelling at Austin to make sure that he knows that we're coming up on him. So I was hoping that there wouldn't be too much of a speed differential by the time we got to him, but you can see as soon as we catch him, the speed it really just comes down. And you know, this is normally a good time for the counter attack here, but I said I've not in the best shape. I've been coming back from healing up my broken collarbone, so I'm more than happy to let things settle. We've had a pretty active race so far, so I'd like to set in and try to get the heart rate to come down a little bit. So as you can see, we're just sitting here, and there you go. We've got Gabe going up the road. We got Brooks chasing. Justin, he's trying to get him not to chase, but yeah, here we go. It's kind of a mad scramble at this point. We've got we would have had a 3v2 with, you know, against Brooks and Austin, so I've got to be in this. And Austin, he makes the smart move. He counters it right over the top. He's going solo, so I'm sitting here. It looks like Gabe's gonna close the gap. I'm not sure. So I set in the wheel. It looks like Justin is he's gonna close that gap up to Austin, which, you know, it's a matchup that I'm willing to take. You know, we've been setting in, being efficient. Justin had just done a bunch of work the lap before, so, you know, I'm willing to let this go, and you know, I trust Austin to make the right decisions here. So it allows me to just sit here in Gabe's wheel. You see Justin makes contact, and we'll see here in a minute, but I have a sneaky suspicion that Austin's going to get off the front. You can already see that as soon as Justin makes the catch, their pace kind of shuts down. So you can see Austin kind of weaving a little bit there. So now we've got Brooks. He's going to try to make it across. Gabe jumps on, so it looks like this whole thing is going to come back together. We're going to get the reshuffle. Of course, I don't just blow myself up trying to catch this. And here we've got a little bit of a drag race between Gabe and Brooks going into this turn. You're gonna see that a couple of times, but we've got a little bit of gap. We're sitting here. Justin lets the gap open. I said I think he knows that that's a favorable matchup, and I'm not gonna let that get up the road. So I'm gonna try to close this down quickly, make everybody else chase. So as you can see here, this is definitely it's not a closed course. It's a business loop. Mostly everybody's gone. You can see we've had very little traffic, but right there, good to be safe. Let everybody know there's a car. Here we go. We've got the second drag race of Brooks and Gabe. Brooks just kept on testing Gabe. I'm not sure what he had on his mind. This is definitely not something that we talked about on the way up. So here we go. We've got Brooks making his second mistake of the day, pulling really hard, not looking back.
Check your wheel, check your wheel.
You hear me tell him to check his wheel. He's still, I ride with Brooks all the time. He's taking a pretty strong pull here, not realizing that everybody's, sitting in his draft. Keep on yelling at him. He looks back, and then continues to pull again. So it wasn't registering to him. So here we go, and you'll hear me here in a little bit. Actually, have to yell at him to get off the front. I was trying to make it not, a little bit more subtle. Not let everybody know what our plans are.
Your wheel, Brooks.
What? Yeah.
Get out the front.
Hey, there we go. I just had to yell at him. So he finally gets off the front, realizes everybody's in his wheel. This wasn't a complete loss. I just don't want him to have to do some work when he doesn't have to, but it did keep people from going off the front. But you can see as soon as he gets off the front, I start coasting. Gabe kind of starts coasting. The pace has come down. So I said it's not bad to have Brooks on the front there, but we want to be able to, we don't want to just be wasting energy for no reason. We want everybody else to have to work. So I don't want to have to put Brooks up there unless we absolutely have to. So once again, we've got our wild card here, Adam. He's starting to go up, and we've got Austin. As you can see, Austin's put in a lot of work trying to work these breakaways. I think he knew that I would definitely be a question mark in this race and how much I could cover, and I think some of the lack of intensity was showing. So he hops in this, and once again, Gabe and Team BS here just let it go up the road. And once again, that's a composition that I feel confident in, and that's not a knock on Adam or his capability. You hear me saying we're halfway there, but as I was saying, Adam, he just doesn't have the road experience. So that's something I trust Austin to be able to handle. And now we've got. Looks like Justin was going to close it for a second. This is looking dangerous, so I'm going to start kind of moving up here. I want to be in earshot of this just in case this start, something comes of this. So move up around Gabe. We've got Justin, and here we go. The same thing. If Justin wants to bring this in, I'm willing to set the wheel. This is only benefiting me right now, and Brooks, and all of BPR. We have multiple BPR riders now sitting in the draft, not doing work. So, Justin's he's not going full gas here, but the pace has definitely come up, and regardless, I'm doing less work than Justin is right now, and that is the benefit of having team dynamics. So here we are. You can see it starts coming back together. I'm starting to guess that maybe Justin was having the same feelings I was, that maybe he's not confident having Adam up the road. Maybe that's not a gamble that he wants to take. So the group is all here. You can see everybody's kind of looking at each other, and I decided this is the time that I've been sitting in. Maybe this is the time that I should try to get a gap. As you can see, everybody was in front of me. I did have Gabe behind me, so I did try to open up the gap here. Uh, I looked back multiple times. I figured that, you know, they weren't just going to let me ride off the front. You know, this would probably be my best case scenario because I really don't want to sprint. I can sprint, but my shoulder, I don't really want to be tugging on the bars. So I was going to try to keep the sprint to a minimum, but if I could make it in the breakaway, and as we go down this hill here, I see that Adams chased it back, so it's time for me to pull the plug. I figured that probably wouldn't happen, but it did make, you know, it did bring out the chase, so I figured that was probably, you know, worth the opportunity to see everybody's willingness, see how everybody's feeling, test out the legs. So right after I got caught, this is probably one of the most consequential parts of the race. We see Gabe chasing Brooks here. As soon as Brooks stood up, I pulled a gel out of my pocket.
I'm enjoying your company.
Adam's sitting there chirping at me a little bit, asking me how, you know, how's the company. So I take that gel down, but really I'm already worried about this. The Brooks versus Gabe cycle has not worked out in our favor, and of course I had a gel in my hand, so I couldn't respond. And Austin has done a bunch of work, so he didn't necessarily want to respond. So here we are. We have to, at this point, we're kind of playing it cool, trying to act confident that maybe this would pan out. But it's hard to see from this point of view. But yeah, Brooks is he's still pulling. He's pulling Gabe around, so we'll see what happens here in a moment. So here we go. I'm not happy with that composition up there, so I tried to attack it in the best place I could, which is down this little, it's hard to tell, but that's a little bit of a downhill, and this is probably, I mean, it's not very technical, but it is the most technical spot on the course, so I try to get some separation here, and whether I do or not, I've got to have to close this down, so I'm still a little bit tired from the last lap, just tired from not being out in the heat. So here we go. We're trying to do as much as I could with the pull. I knew that Justin would have to close it down if I made any sort of attack, so that'd give Austin a little bit of a chance to at least sit in for a little bit. But I know that this gap has to come down. As you can see up there, there's Brooks, and yeah, Gabe has already gotten away from him. So you know, I made a little bit of attack, took a pull. Justin kind of pulls through, but he allows Austin to get on the front here. And yeah, me and Austin are now going to have to go to work closing this down because, you know, we're over the halfway point. You know, we're coming up on close to 10 minutes to go. So yeah, this is a dangerous move. Brooks is has already gotten dropped out. Gabe's solo, so we're definitely worried that, you know, Gabe has the capability of staying away for 10 minutes if he plays his cards right. So we've got Austin on the front, taking a pull here. We know that Justin, you know, his job here at this point is what we've been doing this whole time is, you know, set on. So we've got Austin taking a pull, Justin sitting on. I'm at this point trying to recover because I know at some point, you know, Austin's not going to probably be able to pull this thing all the way back by himself. So I was trying to sneak in here to see if I can get Austin's wheel because I know things are going to be a little bit more cohesive if me and Austin are taking pulls, or if I'm on his wheel and he's on my wheel. There's no disruption, and what Justin's doing here is it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly fine, but he's doing what he needs to. He's trying to disrupt Austin and our rhythm. He's not going to let me have Austin's wheel because that's going to allow us to work a little bit easier. And you can see here we've reeled Brooks in, and you know, he's burned his matches, so I don't expect that he's going to be able to contribute to this. I believe I've got Scro on my wheel. So you can see Gabe just up there. He's probably got 15 to 20, probably 20 seconds on us. Pretty good gap. Something that, you know, is definitely dangerous. It's we've brought it down, and here we are. This is what I was talking about. Austin pulls off, and Justin just kind of interjects himself into it, and it's perfectly fine. I mean, it makes me have to come around both of them. So just a little bit of a loss of efficiency. So here we are. I see Gabe, and I just want this gap closed. I want to be able to sit in. Austin and I, you know, we've been on the front foot pretty well this whole race, allowing me to set in. Here, not so much. You're gonna have to put in a little bit of effort. So we've burned some. Both of us have burned some matches here, and boom, there goes. There, Justin knows it. He's felt that we've both had to do some work here. So here we, Gabe. I know he's done some work, and I know that if I go, that he tries to close the line off. I know that he'll have a hard time getting on the wheel. So if I can just make it up to Justin and Austin, you can see Austin sitting on. This is allowing me to hopefully have a little bit of time that I can close this gap and get on the wheel. That would put 2 BPR riders up in the break, and at that point, you know, we've got the advantage. We can do enough pulling to stay away from the group, but then we can also we've isolated, you know, one of our biggest rivals. And right there, Brooks, once again, has had the bright idea that he's going to drop everybody, even though he's literally not dropped anybody all day long. And he decided that he wanted to be up here too. And then he closed the entire gap. So you're going to hear a lashing here in a second.
Why the fuck are you pulling?
Yep, so there's Gabe.
Dumbass.
Gabe, he just put himself out there for a long time, and now he just got the free ride back up to me, Austin, and Justin. So, you know, mistake on BPR's part. It's okay. We just have to reshuffle the deck and see if we can get an advantage. So Gabe comes back from the dead after Brooks pulls him up, and he gets a little bit of a run, and you know, I'm obviously not going to let that get away, so I put in a little bit of effort and get on the wheel. We're not really setting the world on fire, but the pace had slowed up, and you know, maybe this was a composition that, you know, Bike Surgeon was confident in. They knew that I hadn't been on a bike, so they basically just allowed me and Gabe to go up the road here, and I see that there's a gap, and I'm trying to figure out, you know, what's going on here. So here I'm letting Gabe take a little bit of a pull. At this point, you know, I'm hoping that you know, I might be able to contest the win. So I see there's a gap, and you know, at this point, this is the time that I'm deciding that it's willing to. It's time to start using matches. And me and Gabe are sitting there joking back and forth a little bit, but you know, at this point, they've let the gap open, and it seems like we weren't putting too much power in the pedal. So I was like, you know, if we can establish this gap, it's going to be big enough that they can't easily jump across. And there, Jeff's given us. We have 2 minutes to go, so I know that if we just keep some sort of pressure on the pedals, you know, we've got enough of a gap that I think that we can stay away. So here I'm willing to. I'm hoping that Gabe is willing to work. We've been shuffling this entire race, so I kind of pull off thinking that he's maybe going to take a pull here. I was thinking maybe taking half lap pulls, but he'd never come around here, so you know, I haven't been riding over my head at this point, so like I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna keep on riding tempo here. The gap is still opening, and you know, talking to Austin after the race, like at that point they were just playing a bunch of games back there, so you know, my only job at this point is to make sure there's enough of a gap that that this is going to be the race deciding move as far as the race is going to be won from the breakaway. So I just keep a little bit of pressure on the pedals here, keep on trying to build this gap. This is the one spot on the course where you can really look back and see what the gap is, and I don't even think we could see him at this point, so we probably had a 30-second gap right here. So we're coming through. Gabe's starting to talk to me. I think he's asking how much time we've got left, or how many extra laps that we had to do. So I think me and him are both on the same page here. Like, this is going to the line. It's at least one of us are gonna win. So we're both gonna, you know, put in some work here to try to keep this breakaway going. Once again, I think we're both on the same page of, you know, not right over our head, just keep some pressure on the pedals, and this is gonna stick. Now we're going into the last lap. I believe Gabe at this point had given me a whole lap pull, but last lap I'm not going to be the one to be on the front here, so I'm making sure that I'm definitely sitting on. I want to be able to see what's going on here. I want to be in the draft. At this point, we know we've got a huge gap, so the games, at this point, we can start playing games. So I know right here, I'd made my attack here earlier. Like I said, it's kind of uphill at this point. I tried to make sure Gabe got his drink in, but this is where I want to make my gap, because I know that if I can hit this corner right here going down to the right, that it'd be hard for him to close the gap here. And then I just try to be on the pedals as hard as I can at this point. I'd like to make it to this S-turn up here with him not in the draft. So here I'm fully committed. I'm on the gas, just emptying the tank. You know, I know Gabe's done a bunch of work this ride, so I'm coming into this turn, trying to rail these as fast as I can without him in my draft, and it's go time. It's just I'm not here to sprint, even though it's normally my MO. It's just wide open. I'm looking back, seeing that I've got the gap. All I know is I've got to make it to this last turn. If I can make it to this last turn, then I'm home free. So here we are. Take another look back, see that I've got the gap. At this point, we're both about to puke, so I set up. You can hear me breathing. Here we are, coming across the finish line. Look back, know I've got it. Get the post up, and yeah, we get the win. Get the win for Team BPR.